Whoa, look who's in early tonight. Andrew's here. Well, 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 how to turn tables. Oh, Chad's here, Kathleen is here. We shut down the wood stove there real quick, guys. A little noisy. Hey, Brian, Craig. Okay, here we go. Let me set up the chat here. There we go. Brian from Pennsylvania, welcome. Good evening, Craig. Michael Jones, got your email, buddy. We'll be shipping out probably on Monday. I'm just waiting on UPS again. What's happening? Some knife work this evening and some boat fab work. I've been trying to knock out some of that. Try to keep Friday as a real nice feel-good day. And I try each Friday, if I can get the timing to work out, to do a little bit of boat fab work. I can take you guys out. I plan to only be on probably a half hour today. But I could take you guys out in a few minutes and show you the boat console if you'd like. Now that I've got the cell phone that we're live streaming on, I don't think that would be a problem to move around like that. Just cleaning up. I was just racing, probably not a good practice. Don't always do as I do. But I was just racing to put the edges on these knives. That was my goal tonight, to finish up some leather work and to get these knives pretty much ready to ship. Edges done. And these are these have been filmed. This tradesman hasn't, but. Oh, Brian, thanks. Glad you liked the Puma video. If you guys would, if you have somewhere to share that video, I would love it if you would. I'm trying to make a little effort to kind of reboot the channel. So, you know, trying to get some attention, get some traction moving. A couple good videos this week. I haven't checked all evening that video. I hope it's doing okay. We'll see. The one I uploaded earlier this week, the buck one, did really well. So that's exciting. Oh, Mark. Sophie passed. Sophie passed yesterday. For those of you who don't know, Mark. Sophie is Mark's granddaughter, and she's been suffering for some time, although did really well according to Mark's reports. Not in any pain, but just dwindling down. They were hoping that she was going to get to enjoy one last Christmas, and she did. Very thankful for that, but we've been praying for Sophie, praying for Mark and his family. A number of you guys here, we've been trying to support Mark as best we can, but we see that Sophie has passed on. Sorry to hear, Mark, buddy. We will keep your family in prayer. I certainly will. my little girls. I've got 4 little girls from ages 2 to age 8. And, well, the littlest one, the 2-year-old, doesn't know much about Sophie, but the 3 bigger girls, and we've been praying for Sophie. Sorry to hear, buddy. Mark, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for honoring the group and letting us know that. You certainly didn't need to, but man, that's tough. I believe Sophie was 16 years old, guys. I don't know if Mark is still there or not to confirm. I believe Sophie was 16 years old. Thank you guys for supporting Mark and his family. How was your guys' week? Got a few blades to show you guys here tonight. As I was saying, if you could go ahead and give that today's video a share at some point, that would be great. Got some cool blades to show you all. It has been a great week here. It's been a bunch of snow, which is beautiful. We have so much snow. It's been a good week in the shop. Some real good production. Some beautiful new knives made, and a couple challenging projects I'll show you here where I got to learn a new little skill set. We had our street had a water issue, a main water line separate this week. So we've had 5 days now, ever since midday Monday. Our house has had a little trickle of water. Most of the houses on our street have had no water. And of course it's a municipal issue, and I'm on the town council. I'm a councillor for our town. And so it's sort of filtered through me a little bit as well. So it's been an exciting week, that's for sure. An exciting week. Lots of stuff going on. But like I said, just a beautiful week. And I'm excited. I said I'm only stopping in maybe 30 minutes or so now. I am excited. I want to get home to my family. The girls will be in bed by the time I get home, but probably not asleep if I check out a little bit early. Brian says -15 there with the wind chill. I'm not sure what it is out here tonight. It feels cool. I went by a couple of doors and stuff, and I could feel the cold radiating off them, and I said, sheesh, I think it might be crisp out there tonight. Brian, you can shoot me an email, or you can head to my website, knknives.ca, and you go to Knife Services tab. There's a big contact form. You can get a hold of me regarding that pocket knife. We're getting a big snowstorm come through this weekend into early next week. So I've got some work here to do to prepare that. I also had my oil furnace took out this week and heat pump put in. So that's exciting news in our household as well. We have multiple sources of heat in our home. The main source of heat has been forced air oil, not radiant heat, not water heat, but forced air oil, and which is great heat, but quite expensive, so we're gone to what I believe is a better priced option. Now I've got oh, that was another thing this week. I lost the water in the shop floor. Froze up. I believe that was, maybe that was last week. Did I tell you guys about that last week on the live stream? I'm losing track of time now. No, I believe it was this week. I believe it was on Monday, the same day we lost our town water. So we've been in a little cold spell here, down like close on minus 30 with the wind chill for days. And then we had the power conservation issue, so I turned down the shop heat a little bit to help out the hydro company. And I almost had a very, very expensive problem on my hands. Thankfully, Dad and I were here for best part of a day picking at it and managed to get the heat, because this whole slab is plumbed. Water lines going through the slab, and then I have a big electric boiler system set up here, and it actually got cold enough in the front half of the shop. The shop has 2 zones. The front half of the shop is about 60% of the floor. That whole floor froze. The water stopped running. The lines coming up to the manifolds out were just filled with ice. It's looking a little bit spooky for a bit. Real spooky. That would have been a bad one. Can you imagine? Hey, Topper! Thanks, buddy. How are you doing? How's everything going? Gonna take a drive down around again this summer? Let me show you guys a couple of knives here. Now, guys, I've been filming, so you're gonna see these projects come out in nicer fashion. You're gonna see 1 or 2 part series on some of these knives, but well, let me show you something that I didn't film first. I don't think Ryan is here tonight, but I have and this is a first, never been asked for before. Actually, let me see if I can take the little bit of, I still have to deburr the lanyard tubes on these. I clean this one up a little bit. This is a Tradesman XL. I don't know if you can grasp, I don't have an original Tradesman here, but this is a pretty huge knife. It's full 5 inches here, and you can see a pretty even split, a little more on the handle, I think. So we're like over 10 inches overall. What did you miss, Chad? I spoke about that I had my oil furnace took out this week and heat pumps put in. We lost the water on our street this week, and being on the council, that was partly my problem. And then, oh, I turned down my heat. Chad, you would know where the hydro was asking for lowered heat this week, or last weekend. I ended up turning down the shop heat a little bit and froze the water in my floor. So that was almost a real bad one. We have radiant heat flooring, so. Hey, Ryan, I'm glad you like the Tradesman, buddy. John Bowers here. Welcome, John. A project that was filmed, and that will come out, you'll see. This is a beautiful little I'll say a kitchen utility knife. That would be how I'd best describe it. It is not a chef's knife, not a full-size chef's knife. It's bigger than a Santoku. It's shallower than a It's longer than a Santoku, but shallower, so it doesn't fit the Santoku bill. It's not a chef's knife. It's a little bit too small for that. I would call it a kitchen utility knife. And this is built a really wonderful client, longtime client of mine. His daughter has asked for a kitchen knife. And this is what we've created. He gave me a bunch of creative freedom. This is pink curly maple, stabilized curly maple, which is really beautiful. But then her favorite colors are pink and yellow. So I have a yellow liner in there as well. And then I put in a black liner as well, just to add some contrast. I thought the yellow would kind of get washed out and disappear without a darker color in there as well. But really love the lines. I'm handling it pretty delicately because, like I said, I just finished the edge on this knife. And it is quite dicey. Really happy. This diagonal plunge line was a real pain. A real pain to do. What I've done, what I've created with this knife, and I think I'm going to put this knife into production and make it the knife that lives on my website, a production piece. What I've done is I wanted a full tang knife, but full tang knives usually come with almost integral bolsters, in the sense that the plunge line is more vertical and you have a ricasso or a bit of blade here like you do kind of like tradesman, a more standard grind. This is not as great when you're on a cutting board. When you're designing a knife to work on a cutting board, what happens is this knife gets sharpened up above. Got to be careful, this one's sharpened as well. The edge gets sharpened and reduced up above the hilt here. So it requires an extra piece of maintenance, an extra thing to attend to. And a lot of, or most German style and English and American style chef knives have that ricasso, have that hilt that you have to deal with because your blade gets above and then your knife will not contact the cutting board. What I love about Japanese style knives is their edges run straight clean off the piece of steel on either end, which is what you see here. But I wanted a full tang blade. And so in order to still have the handle up enough and to grind it this way, I had to put on a diagonal grind. So our edge runs off the knife. And it's going to take a long time to get for that to be a problem, of course. But we've got, in my opinion, all the things you want. You'd have a beautiful full tang knife with the handle coming all the way up, nice and far on the knife. I like holding my chef's knife like this. I want to be, I don't hold back here. I hold up quite high, so you have quite a bit of control. But I think this is the best of all worlds here. Really happy. And then we have a beautiful, this is the first time it's been put in here since the edge has been put on. Beautiful leather sheath just to finish it off. Really clean. Have a look. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You guys need one like this in your kitchen. Really happy with the clarity on that camera on the cell phone. I don't know what you guys think, but to me that looks really sharp. The pink is a little bit more washed out, all the colors. Like those flags back there look really washed out on the camera. They're not vivid, but I do like how sharp and crisp the image is. But just a beautiful, beautiful knife. Really proud of that one. I really am. Let's check here. When I'm yapping, it's hard to keep an eye on the comments. Rick, how's the snow? Not getting any use out of the sleds, but we have mountains of snow. More than we have in years. Todd likes that pink. Tim from Belgium, welcome. I appreciate your kind words on my work. Oh, Chad, we have more yet, buddy. Glad you guys like the knife profile. Nice crowd here tonight. Really great. Kathleen, you can reach out. Let's see if we can work something out for you. Ryan likes the kitchen knife. Ryan, it would be a nice dandy kitchen knife that would double as a great Woods food prep knife with that sheath. Gerald, that's what happens, buddy. Gonna cost a bunch of money. Yeah, you finally gonna get some snow, Chad? Now, let's see. Let's bring you on here. All of these, of course, are superstars. All of these knives are superstars. But these in particular, I have built. I have a pair of knives here. This pair of knives I've built as a kind of a creative project to get my brain juices flowing. Get the brain juices flowing and to learn a little bit of new skills. I wanted to experiment with a couple different things. And so here we have a set of, I'll call hunters. That's kind of where they're geared. You can notice something going on different with the sheaths here, and this is where the creative challenge comes in. This is a sheath with an ostrich skin inlay. And I have a number of different materials here. I bought this ostrich skin probably 6 or 8 months ago for this very purpose, but just had not got around to the time, to experiment with inlaying this like I had it in my mind. I wanted to do something really rich, like you see here, with a kind of a double stitch. It's set in, it's done proper. It doesn't mean you have a less of a sheath because of it. And here it is. You end up having more of a sheath. This is 4 layers of edge tan leather here. 4 layers. And like I said, so this is your standard sheath leather, your veg tan cowhide. Just premium finish. Now this pair I built as a set of customs. One has sold already to a dear client and friend. This one you're looking at here is still available. Still available. I'll show you the knife in just a moment. Let me show you the other sheath. This one is in bog oak. This is in sapele. This one is an ancient oak. But again, check out that leather work, guys. Look at that ostrich inlay. It just looks so good, doesn't it? Just a beautiful depth. It takes some real time and finesse to get that there. And for this first time, a lot of head scratching and working and designing, kind of drawing up concepts to get it like I wanted it to look. How do you go about it? What are the order of operations? It's always about the order of operations. And that came with a few mistakes, a little bit of spoiled material, but now I've got the process dialed in. And I can do it. And I've got some beautiful materials here to do that with. So stay on the lookout. Also, guys, I'll note that I've filmed this project in detail. You will get to see this whole build, the pair of these knives. So if you want to own this piece here, this piece of K&N Knives history, this first inlaid model with the ostrich skin inlay, know that it will have probably 2 feature videos on my channel, which I think definitely adds some value. Let's have a look. You can see really nice looking handle there to start. And here we have, and then the 2 knives are pretty much identical except for the different handle wood. What you'll notice here is no tang. Hidden tang design. I gotta watch, these are sharpened. Hidden tang design. It takes some, I'll use the word finesse again. It takes some real finesse, some real precision work to put together a handle like this, where that tang sits inside. Everything is done just so. That brass is slipped on before the handle, before the pin. These are solid pieces, so this is not like a lat or scissor joint. This is solid brass, and then we have a layer of black micarta, and then solid brass again. And it just feels so good in the hand. So good in the hand. Gerald, always with the batoning. Gerald always has a concern with batoning. Glad you guys love it. Todd says, take my money. Oh, wait, I would have to have money. That's funny, buddy. And then, let's have a look here. Here it is with the bog oak. Like I said, the bog oak piece has already been sold. There it is. And I will say the fit up and finish on these is immaculate. Just seamless. Just really good. Yeah, this is beautiful material. There we go. Really excited about these, guys. And that leather work, like I said, this is a first for me. I've never done an inlay before, and it's just, I like it. It's something new to add to my arsenal. It's definitely a technique that I will be using again. I have some ideas. Like I said, I have a bunch of materials, and I'll tell you why. Another reason I have a bunch of materials. Oh, Rocco, you just missed seeing your the new knife that you're about to buy, I think. One of the reasons I was just about to say there, one of the reasons that I have a bunch of great inlay leathers is I've had a number of requests over the years from locals and family to get into book rebinding. I have a number of people with custom, or not custom, knife term. Number of people with old family heirloom Bibles. Grandpa's old Bible, Grandma's old Bible that is still intact, but tattered, covers fallen off, barely held together. And I've had requests since I do leather work, would you consider getting into book rebinding? And I did a bunch of searching, and it's a lot of it was a lot of rigmarole, and the more I started studying, I needed this supply and that supply, and it's kind of finicky. But finally, this year over Christmas, I put in the time to put together my supplies list, and I just have ordered a bunch of materials. And bookbinding leathers and materials are really, really beautifully thin, which makes for, here you go, Rocco, let me show you, which makes for great inlay materials like this ostrich skin. Look at this. Isn't that incredible? This is very, very thin material that you could use for bookbinding or that type of thing. But it is real leathers, real skins, and it allows me to create a beautiful effect like this when pairing it with my knife leathers. So I'm really excited about that. I've got, yeah, like I said, my mind is running wild now because I've got all these materials. I've come up with this new practice, this new plan, this new method of doing an inlay on the sheath, and I intend to use it. So my mind is running real wild with that. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Wandering Gunslinger Gaming. I'm glad you love my work. That's very kind. Rocco says to take it sight unseen. This is the one, Rocco. I'll just show you real quick again before I sign off. Brand new design. Full videos coming out online. Rocco, if you want a much more detailed look, buddy, just earlier in the stream there, I just finished showing, but this is a true custom. Everything done. Brand new. Never been done before, so I'm pretty excited. And like I said, I've got a pair of identical except for the handle material, but the ancient oak piece has already been sold. So I'm really excited. Johnny Bow has says, I would mail you my grandpa's Bible if you did those. I do now. I have not done any for hire yet. I've got a small list of ones to do for family members. Both my mom and my dad have had the same Bible since before I was born. And they are just shreds shreds of the scripture. The text block is still intact, but it is just crumbling. And so both of them want theirs done first. So we'll see. Rocco means business. When Rocco steps up to the table, it's gonna happen. Oh, you're talking about the guitar, Rick. Asking about the axe. I was trying to think, when have I had axes on the stream? No, not tonight, buddy. I'm dirty. I got aluminum shavings on myself. Fingers are sore. I was complaining to my wife last night. I said, oh, my fingers are so sore this week. All the intricate work on this pair of beauties here, the brass work, the file work, the fitting, the refitting, has got the fingers just, they're tender. Oh, Strapped is here. Show the steel again, buddy. I was just about to sign off. Let's see. Let's show Strapped real quick. here we have this beautiful pair, which both are now taken. So they're unavailable to all except those who have committed to purchase them. The bog oak. Oh, I just love the shape on these. Just love the shape of these. Trying not to get them smudgy. I've done close to final cleanup. The first time I showed them, I believe I had my gloves on, but here they are. Sapel, the ancient oak. I'm proud of these guys. It was quite difficult to dial in every component like it is, but I'm really proud of the finished work, and like I said, the sheath work as well. Then we have, you guys might like to see, the latecomers, this brand new chef's knife or kitchen utility knife, I will say, design that I plan to probably bring as a production piece. Here it is, the first one built for a very wonderful client and friend, built for his daughter actually. Her favorite colors, pink and yellow in there. I'm just really proud of this design as well. Get that back in. These all have finished edges, by the way. But I expect that you will see this model, maybe with a few slight modifications, listed as a production knife on the site before too long. What are the different shapes on the sheaths? That is, you're gonna have to go back and watch the stream, buddy. You're gonna have to go back and watch the stream. Ostrich skin, real ostrich skin, inlaid, and I cut out what I could, because ostrich skin generally has two different patterns. You have the section down the front of the leg, which is right here, and then you have the lighter texture that rolls around the sides, and so I cut the material, so we had both of that, and I think that really adds nice. I didn't want all this or all this, so I think it just came out beautifully. And like I said, this is a brand new, I don't even know what word to use. Brand new method for me. I've never done sheath inlays before like this, but I've had this idea rolling around in my mind. I want to do it with furs as well. Any estimate when that could possibly added to the lineup? Jingle Bells says the chef's knife. Might be a month or two before we see it. Is that why there's no ostriches in Newfoundland? I don't think so. Let me show you one more before I sign off. Oh, one more idea I have, guys. Might be fixing to upset some people here now. No need to be upset. Do you remember this carver that you guys really went crazy about? This carver that I built that I said I think I want to keep for myself, where I used bone here, moose bone, Newfoundland moose bone. I just love this knife. Well, now that I've got this system dialed in for how to handle the leather inlays, my intention is to build a custom sheath for this piece using this is sealskin. Beautiful, beautiful sealskin, which is used quite a bit here. It's considered quite a luxury for different winter gear. Gloves, headbands, hats. It's used on boots. It's just the most beautiful beautiful material. And so I figure with this beautiful white carver that it would just be a lovely setup. Well, let me take care of this skin here now, this hide. No, oh, I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad you guys like it. Rick Top says sold, I'll take it. And so that's just some of the ideas and plans rolling around up top that I'm pretty excited about. Thanks for the big crew here tonight. If you guys could all go ahead and hit that like button. Get a bunch of people here now, not nearly as many likes as people. I'm going to sign off, head home a little bit early to my family. I'm excited to my wife and hang out. So if you could hit that like button, like I said. Thanks for all the kind words on the work. If there's something here that you want, if you have an idea rolling around up top that you need to have built and sent, now's the time to email me. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. Thank you, Rocco. I really appreciate that, buddy. Like I said, I'm trying to get some work going that's allowing me to just kind of just free ball it and work some new patterns and shapes and lines and I'm excited about it. Get my creative juices flowing, and that's really important for me to be able to do what I do, to come in every day. And you know, some people talk to me and they say, "Oh, I could never do what you do. This finicky fine work every day. I would just go crazy." And that's one of the things that really helps me keep going. That really helps me not go crazy is projects like this, passion projects, trying new things, breaking out into like the boat project. Something like that just lets me work out my creative ideas, and that really reinvigorates me for shop work. If I can get that in here and there throughout the day or once a week, or you know, a knife project like that once every month or two, where I really go outside the lines of production work, I'm happy then to come and stand at the bench day in and day out and do that finicky file work or some of the more monotonous work. I can do that as long as I have those bursts of creative freedom. Thanks for all your support, guys. Thanks for all the support on the YouTube videos this week. Really appreciate it. I'm working on stepping that up. Like I said, some of these knives here I showed tonight were filmed. Oh, such kind words. Such kind words. You got it. Strapped and dangerous. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you all. Thanks for the support. Check out knknives.ca. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let's see. Just a quick peek. That's good to hear, 2534. If you want, you can shoot me an email and tell me just how. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you all. Have a great weekend.